Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good day to Dr. Fikri. Okay, this is our presentation of group 2. The group member is Aqmar Zulkarnain, Yann, Shinn, Celescia, Pina, Sakai, Chan Subi and Diana Dayang Lawrence. Okay, first we go to introduction. The project summary. Maju Bersama Construction Sdn Bhd was awarded a new proposed development of 20 units of 5-story lecture room building at University Nasional Malaysia. The client has requested a preliminary risk assessment on excavation work. The function of the risk assessment is to protect the safety and health of workers while performing their work and prevent further accidents. Okay, what is excavation work? Excavation work is the process of removing earth, rock or other material during construction or destruction using tools, machines or explosives to create an open area, hole or cavity. It is considered as high-risk construction work. The primary responsibility of the employer, contractor and occupier is to ensure that workers and other persons are not exposed to safety and health risks as a result of the excavation work as far as it is practically practicable. Okay, objective of the study: to investigate the safety and health hazard at the workplace, to justify the safety and health hazard during excavation works, and to ensure the workplace is safe for workers. Okay, now we go to my other group members. That's all from me. Thank you.
Salam sejahtera, my name is Tasubi, mandatory number is CF190167. I will present about the methodology. This chapter includes the process of excavation and risk assessment process, which include risk analysis, risk assessment and risk control. Let's begin with the process of excavation work. There are several steps to be taken into the excavation work. First is the site clearance, next is hauling of excavated material, following by setting out excavation and grading. Before beginning any task, especially in the construction industry, it is necessary to do hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control. HIRAC is a process for identifying occupational hazard that may lead to accident. This is the flowchart of the HIRAC process. Hazard identification is the first step toward a safe workplace. The hazard can also be determined based on the probable sources, which is equipment, machinery, working environment, and employee material. After identifying the hazard, the evaluation might proceed by evaluating or estimating the risk. Risk is defined as the possible that a hazard will occur and analyzing workplace risk, and by determining the likelihood and severity of the recognized hazard. What is likelihood? Likelihood is the frequency value of a person to exploit a create at the working place. The level 1 of the likelihood is rare, which is not expected to occur but still possible. Next, move to the severity. It is represent the severity of most likelihood consequent of the particular hazard occurrence. Its level severity can be described as the amount of damage that could occur during the workplace. For example, level 5 of severity is catastrophic, which may bring to death, fatal disease, or multiple major injury. Next is risk metric. This is also known as likelihood and severity risk metric. It is to minimize the probability of potential risk to optimize the project performance. The relative risk can be calculated by multiplying the likelihood and severity. Based on the table, the risks are categorized in three colors, which is green, yellow, and red. Green, there is no further measure for risk reduction unnecessary, while for the yellow, risk need to be reduced as much as possible, while for the red color, risks are not acceptable in any cases. Last, action for risk level. Action are needed to be implemented based on the risk level. For example, based on the table, the risk level is shown low, the risk is still acceptable, where the recommended action is no additional risk control measure may be needed.
Hi, my name is Sakai and I will present about HIRAC table. HIRAC table is named for Hazard Identification, Risk Assessment and Control. It is universally known to identify, evaluate, and control hazards and risks of any work and activities. It will be able to eliminate, reduce, or control the possibility of any accident occur if implement the process strictly, consistently, and structurally. Most of the time, it serves as the important element for compliance with OSH-related legislation, the gauges for the purposes of an OSH management system. Third, as a communication medium to translate the dangers of our workplace through a portable format. And last is media for notification to top management for the safety improvements of the workplace. This is examples of the HIRAC table for excavation work, and in this project we have 10 types of hazard for excavation work, which is 2 types of hazard, safety hazard and health hazard. In this project we have 7 safety hazards. And first, worker present within the working radius of the excavator. Second, inadequate protections for public. Third, assuring for spoils or heavy loads are placed less than 600 mm from excavation edge. Fifth, poor access and egress into trench. 6. Excessive manual handling. And 7. Poor access and egress into trench. And there have three health hazards in this project, which is first, exposed to excessive noise, two, constant exposed to direct sunlight, and third, whole body vibrations. This is all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dayang Lawrence. My check number is CF190013, and I will present regarding discussion. Three most critical safety hazards happen during excavation work. They can be identified in our project with the risk metric range of 20 and the highest among all activities listed. This, with the most critical of safety hazard, occur when the worker presence is within the working radius of the excavator. It occurs when the workers are hit by the excavator moving arm, and this action may lead to fatality. Excavation work should be planned and carried out. Next activity is post shoring. Shoring is used to support the wall once it has been excavated. Construction of shoring must provide an appropriate shoring procedure by installing a barrier and installing signage along the area. Besides, spoils or heavy loads placed less than 600 mm from the excavation edge. Heavy loads should be stored away from the excavation to prevent the risk of ground collapse. Demark a 600 mm line along the excavation area when placing heavy loads around the excavation edge. Identifying health hazard is more complex than safety hazard. In Herrick table for excavation work, the most high critical health hazard is exposed to excessive noise with a risk rating of 15. Excessive noise level over a long period of time might cause hearing loss. Worker will not notice the little change because it happens so slowly and painlessly. Operator should ensure that the engine is fully covered in order to prevent the noise from spreading and wear earmuff while operating the machine. The connection of factors faced by workers, companies, and insurance markets determines the equilibrium level of OSH in economies. Government regulation has an impact on this level, and it is implemented to address any market inefficiencies. Economists have examined employees and company safety decisions in a fully competitive market as complicated in different costs and benefits of investing in OSH. Employers are required to make an exchange between the expenses of investing in health and safety measures and the expected advantages. That's all from me. Thank you.
For the conclusion, the objective of this preliminary risk assessment report has been achieved, which are to identify and assess the occupation safety and health hazard related to excavation work by using hazard identification, risk analysis, and risk control hierarchy method. On the conduct on-site research, every work activity has a potential hazard that might be faced by the worker. Based on the identified hazard, a suitable control measure was proposed by referring to the hierarchy of risk control to control the hazard and to minimize the risk. From the project, we learned that employees here need to show a commitment to safety and health practice and require complying with all the requirements for occupation safety and health to lower the overall hazard rate or the rate of the most critical hazard that happening during excavation work. Employers shall also make safety and health regulation in the workplace a top priority and strictly enforced. This is because when the workers are comfortable in working, the company can be more successful due to a high performance of the worker. Lastly, the hierarchy of control shall be utilized to reduce the safety risk that is present in the workplace. This is done so that the safety culture can be established in the company, and both the management and the worker are required to take place in any safety and health program and provide their fullest cooperation when it comes to issues associated with safety and health. That's